Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our revision sessions. Today's session will focus on a critical accounting standard, multiple choice questions from a critical accounting standard, IFRS 15, revenue from contract with customers. Be it your FR studies, be it your SBR studies, this accounting standard is important in both the levels. Okay, so you can expect at least 4 to 6 marks from this coming either in section A, B, or C. When you get the concept in place, फिर कौन सा भी section होने दो, you will be able to answer. ठीक है? So keep that in mind, and let's have a look at the first question. This is again a question from the kit. Have a look. OC signed a contract to provide office cleaning services for a client for a period of 1 year from 1st of October 2008 for a fee of 500 per month. The contract required the client to make one payment to OC covering all 12 months in advance. The contract cost to OC was estimated at $300 per month for wages, material, and administration cost. OC received 6,000 on 1st of October 2008. What is the contract for? The contract is for providing office cleaning services over for a period of 1 year. What profit or loss on the contract should OC recognize in its statement of profit or loss for the year ended 31st of March 2009? Okay. So what is the contract start date? 1st of October 2008. And what is year end? Year end is 31st of March 2009. So tell me basically how many months have gone by from the date of commencement of the contract to this date?
6 months.
6 months have gone by. Okay. Now, what is the total 6 months from date of commencement of contract to end of financial year? ठीक है. So revenue to be recognized कितना होगा? Revenue to be recognized is 6,000 into 6 by 12. That is
3,000.
3,000. Okay. Now, the contract cost to OC was estimated to be 300 per month, right? So, contract cost is how much? 300 per month into 6 months. That is 1,800. So, profit to be shown in P&L कितना होगा?
1,200.
3,000 minus 1,800. That is 1,200. Okay. So simple question, how much profit should be shown? This is the approach. I would call this, if easy, medium, difficult है तो मेरे हिसाब से this is an easy question, and I'm sure you will agree with me. है ना, difficult नहीं है ये.
Yes, sir, it's easy.
Okay. अब next question, let's see what we have to say about that. Mehak, you are from Mumbai, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Chalo. Have a look at this one. LP received an order to supply 10,000 units of product A every month for 2 years. 10,000 units every month for 2 years. The customer had negotiated a low price of $200 per 1,000 units and agreed to pay 12,000 in advance every 6 months. The customer made the first payment on 1st of July 2002 and LP supplied the goods each month from 1st of July 2002. LP's year end is 30th September. Select from the drop-down boxes entries to be recorded in the financial statements of LP for the year ended 30th September 2002 in addition to recording the cash received as per IFRS 15 revenue from contract with customers. Up, this is quite an interesting one. Yeah, I would call this medium, थोड़ा सा leaning towards difficult. ठीक है. LP received an order to supply 10,000 units of product A every month for 2 years. The customer had negotiated a low price of 200 per 1,000 units and agreed to pay 12,000 in advance every 6 months. ठीक है. So, when did the contract start? Tell me. They have mentioned customer made the first payment on 1st of July 2002 and LP supplied the goods each month from 1st of July 2002. So, contract started on 1st of July 2002. Now, at the start of every 6 months, the customer paid 12,000 in advance. So, on 1st of July 2002, the customer must have paid 12,000 up at the start of every 6 months, right? So this will basically cover the period 1st of July to 31st of December. ठीक है. The customer must have paid 12,000 covering the period 1st of July to 31st of December. ठीक है. अब for the customer had negotiated a price of 200 per 1,000 units. Okay, 200 per 1,000 units. तो 10,000 units के लिए कितना होगा? Price negotiated is $200 per 1,000 units. ठीक है. So price agreed for 10,000 units will be 200 into 10, that is 2,000. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, let's start with 2,000 is the price agreed for 1,000 units. Now, units supplied in July 10,000, revenue recognized in July 2,000. ठीक है. Let me call it थोड़ा सा और डिटेल में. Units supplied in July 2002, revenue recognized in July 2002. Same thing, यहाँ पे करो. Units supplied in August 2002, again 10,000. Revenue recognized in August 2002 is 2,000. Then units supplied in September 2002 is 10,000. Revenue recognized in September 2002 is 2,000. Now pay attention, okay? This 2,000, this 2,000 and this 2,000. What is total revenue recognized till 30th September 2002? ठीक है. 6,000. And recognize a dash for dash. ठीक है. So ये तो कर लिया 6,000 का revenue. Now recognize dash for dash. आपको मिला कितना था? You received a total of 12,000. Total amount received is 12,000. Revenue recognized is 6,000. So remaining 6,000 is advance received from customer, or we can also call it, what can we call it? Contract liability. ठीक है. सो एंड recognize a contract liability for 6,000. Include 6,000 in revenue, contract liability for 6,000. So blank one, 6,000, blank two, contract liability, and blank three, 6,000. ठीक है. This is how the calculation will go. Have a look. देख लिया. Not difficult, difficult, but you have to be a little careful, when you are answering this question. थोड़ा ध्यान से करना पड़ेगा. चलो. Let's, any questions in this one?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. See, if there are no questions, I can only understand two things. इतना अच्छा पढ़ाया कि सब समझ में आया, या इतना बेकार पढ़ाया कि कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आया. So you have given up. I hope सिचुएशन टू नहीं है अपना. सॉरी, सिचुएशन वन नहीं है अपना. I hope you have understood, and if you have any doubts, please make sure that you ask me. Now, have a look at the next one. ठीक है. On 31st of March, DT received an order from a new customer XX for products with a sales value of 9 lakh. XX enclosed a deposit with the order of 90,000. On 31 March, DT had not obtained credit references of XX and has not determined if it will meet this order. According to IFRS 15 revenue from contract with customer, which two of the following indicate how DT should record this transaction in its financial statements for the year ended 31st of March? ठीक है. It received an order from a new customer XX for products with a sale value of 9 lakh. ठीक है. XX enclosed a deposit with order of 90,000. So it's like an advance that XX gave you. On 31st of March, DT had not obtained credit references of XX and has not determined if it will meet this order. ये जो 90,000 है, ठीक है, 90,000, tell me something, have you fulfilled the performance obligation in any way? Have you transferred goods to XX customer?
No, sir.
No. And see, performance obligation is basically promise under the contract. What is promise under the contract? To basically give to hand over the product to the customer. Only then the performance obligation will be complete. On 31st of March, it is probably trying to evaluate the credit rating of this particular customer. तो अभी तक it has not determined whether it will meet the order or not. So performance obligation अभी तक fulfill नहीं हुआ है. Promise under the contract has not been fulfilled. If promise under the contract has not been fulfilled, you cannot recognize any amount as revenue, which means first of all, this is wrong. Include 9 lakh as revenue, wrong. Include 90,000 as revenue, wrong. Do not include any amount for revenue, correct. Recognize a trade receivable, no, trade receivable तभी record होगा when there is sale. If there is no sale, there cannot be a trade receivable. Or enter a contract liability for 90,000. Okay, contract liability is advance received from customer. Customer has given you 90,000, but that is not your money to spend. Na? If you don't fulfill the promise, you will have to return that 90,000 to the customer. So E is your answer. I would call it a moderate level का question, not a tough question. ठीक है. Have a look and tell me. Any questions, anyone?
No, sir. No, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir.
No.
See, when we are doing questions together versus when you do it on your own, keep a track of time. For you, ultimately, no question should take more than 3 minutes. Maximum time that you should allow yourself is 3 minutes. ठीक है. ठीक है। Digger won a government contract in August 2003 to build a road after taking part in a competitive tender. It commenced construction on 1st of September 2003. Performance obligations under the contract are to be satisfied over time. Based on the portion of the road constructed, the contract is assessed to be 45% complete at Digger's year end of 30th June 2004. The contract price is 15 million. Okay, the following costs relate to the contract. Cost to prepare and deliver the tender 1800. Cost incurred on construction 1st of September 3 to 30th June 2004 6200. Estimated cost to complete the contract 5200. The costs to prepare and deliver the tender were calculated as a proportion of management's time. What is cost to prepare and deliver the tender? That is basically before getting that particular contract allocated to you. The government contracts के case में, this happens very frequently. कि government invites bids from different people. Everybody will submit a bid, like I will quote something, and then Mehak will quote something, and then Prince will quote something, and then the government basically chooses the lowest possible bid. Based on the proportion of the road constructed, the contract is assessed to be 45% complete. ठीक है। क्वेश्चन क्या पूछा है? What amount should digger include as contract cost in profit or loss for the year ended 30th June 2004? ठीक है। अब the point is, costs are incurred regardless of the when you recognize revenue, so revenue recognition is done on the basis of percentage completion. But cost is always recognized as and when incurred, right? Cost is always recognized as and when incurred. For cost, there is no percentage completion. Percentage completion जो आप लगाते हो, that percentage completion is only for the revenue recognition. Question is asking you, what amount should digger include as contract cost in the statement of P&L? So, cost incurred is 1800 plus 6200, which is 8000, है ना? इन thousands है तो वो हो जाएगा 80 lakhs basically. So in this case, what amount should digger include as contract cost in P&L? It should include 8000. ठीक है, 1800 plus 6200, 8000 include करना है. Not proportionate calculation is not supposed to be done. This question is not included because it is tough. It's included because it's not a tough calculation. But this is to emphasize the fact that in IFRS 15, revenue from contract with customers at FR level, let's keep it that way. At FR level, cost is recognized as and when incurred. So the total amount is 80 lakh rupees, not any other number. ठीक है, देख लो एक बार. And if there is any question, please let me know. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Anisha, did you understand? Hema?
Yes, I got.
Chalo. Oh, this is not the one. I need question 5 first. Have a look at this. On 1st of April 2003, Jolly Tar negotiated a contract with Sandy Beach to provide it with 100 units of raw material per month for 6 months. The contract price was 2000, with Jolly Tar invoiced to Sandy Beach at the start of the contract. Sandy Beach can claim a 5% prompt payment discount if the invoice is paid within 30 days, and based on past experience, it is highly likely to do so. What amount of revenue will be included in Jolly Tar's P&L for the year ended 30th June in respect of this transaction? ठीक है. 1st of April 2003 को he entered into a contract to supply 100 units per month for 6 months. So contract to supply 100 units per month for 6 months. ठीक है. एंड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट स्टार्ट डेट क्या है? कॉन्ट्रैक्ट स्टार्ट डेट इज फर्स्ट ऑफ अप्रैल, सॉरी, 1st of April 2003, and year ends on what date? Year ends on 30th June. ठीक है. Now, what is the total number of units supplied? Total number of units supplied till end of June. 100 into 3, that is 300. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
300 units have been supplied. The contract price negotiated is how much? Contract price negotiated is 2000. 2000 is contract price negotiated for 6 months supply, basically 600 units. So revenue to be billed for 3 months, April to June, is 300. So half हो जाएगा, right? So 2000 into 300 by 600. Don't you think that will be 1000? And he can claim a 5% prompt payment discount if invoice is paid, and based on past experience, he is highly likely to do so. If it is highly likely that he will claim the discount, you will record the transaction at the net value. So, since it is highly likely means very high probability. Since it is highly likely that he will pay within the timeline, revenue to be recognized is 1000 minus 5% of 1000, which is 950. ठीक है. 1000 minus 5% of 1000, that is 950. So how much revenue will you recognize? You will recognize a revenue of 950. अब इसके लिए ना, there is something that is not basically covered at skill level. एक knowledge level में concept है, which I will, उसका एक flow chart है basically. I will show you that flow chart. It will come in very handy, whenever you are discussing debtors and receivables. Skill level में कहीं पे भी नहीं है, but there is a question that they have asked. So give me a moment, I will bring that table for you. छोटा सा flow chart है, छोटा सा नहीं है actually, बड़ा flow chart है, but it will be very very helpful. One moment. कहाँ चला गया? It's been such a long time I have taught knowledge level. डिस्काउंट वाले चैप्टर में है. करेक्ट, मिल गया. दिस इज फ्लो चार्ट फॉर डिस्काउंट. ओके, ये स्किल लेवल के बुक्स में आपको कहीं पे भी नहीं मिलेगा. स्टडी हब पे भी नहीं मिलेगा, बट क्वेश्चन पूछ लेते हैं ये लोग. सो दिस इज व्हाट इट लुक्स लाइक. ठीक है. नाउ, at the time of sale, ask yourself the question: is the customer expected to pay early and take the benefit of discount? If the answer is yes, then record the sale transaction at net value, that is, value after deducting the early settlement discount. ठीक है. Record the sale transaction at net value, that is value after deducting the early settlement discount. ठीक है. So at the time of sale यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? Sandy Beach can claim a 5% prompt payment discount if invoice is paid within 30 days, and based on past experience it is highly likely to do so. तो ये जो फ्लो चार्ट है, at the time of sale, is the customer expected to pay early and take the benefit? Answer is yes. Record the sale transaction at net value. That is 5% subtract करके जो value है, record the sale at that. If the customer actually has the customer actually paid early, yes, then record cash collection entry for net amount. आप यहाँ पे फिर cash collection का entry दिखाएंगे, bank account debit to customer account. What entry will you record? You will record customer account debit to sales account. 950. Customer account debit to sales account. ठीक है. एंड इफ द कस्टमर एक्चुअली पेज ऑन टाइम, देन बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू कस्टमर अकाउंट. खत्म हो गया. इफ द कस्टमर डजंट पे ऑन टाइम, देन रिकॉर्ड कैश कलेक्शन फॉर ग्रॉस अमाउंट एंड डिफरेंस शुड बी क्रेडिटेड टू सेल्स और रेवेन्यू. ठीक है. नाउ दिस इज extension of above question. If customer actually pays within 30 days, what will be the entry? Entry will be by bank account debit to customer account. कितना? 950. If customer does not pay within 30 days. ठीक है. You had recorded a revenue at 950, assuming that he will pay within 30 days, but now he is not paying within 30 days. तो फिर आप तो उससे पूरा पैसा रिकवर करेंगे. You will receive 1000 from him. ठीक है. क्रेडिट करो कस्टमर अकाउंट को. क्रेडिट कस्टमर अकाउंट विथ 950. ठीक है. द डिफरेंस गोस टू, इसको क्रेडिट करो टू सेल्स. कितना? 50. Debit bank account, credit customer, and जो difference है credit sales. Now, as I told you, this is not given anywhere else. This was not even a part of the question. I just did it because just in case कभी future में आया, you should be equipped to handle it. This is the flow chart that you need to keep in mind for discount at the time of sale. Is the customer expected to pay early? If the answer is yes, record the sale transaction at net value. If the answer to this question is no, is the customer expected to pay early? No. Then record the sale transaction at gross value. That is value before deducting the early settlement discount. ठीक है. टोटल ग्रॉस वैल्यू पे रिकॉर्ड करो एंड देन लेटर ऑन अगर कस्टमर ने टाइम पे पैसे दे दिए, गिव हिम अ डिस्काउंट, अदरवाइज कलेक्ट द फुल अमाउंट फ्रॉम हिम. ठीक है. स्लाइटली डिफरेंट क्वेश्चन. एज आई टोल्ड यू, स्किल लेवल में थोड़ा सा अनएक्सपेक्टेड है, बट था तो हमने एक वो कवर कर लिया. ठीक है. अब इसमें एनी क्वेश्चन, डू लेट मी नो. यू वांट मी टू टेक यू बैक टू द क्वेश्चन, यू वांट टू गो थ्रू द फ्लो चार्ट, क्या करना है आपको? यहाँ पे मैंने नीचे एग्जाम्पल भी लिख के दिया है. आई वुड से एक बार रीड द एग्जाम्पल. ठीक है. रीड द एग्जाम्पल वाइल वी आर लाइव इन द क्लास. एग्जाम्पल पढ़ो. जो मैंने अभी बताया सेम एग्जाम्पल है, बस जस्ट अ लिटिल मोर फ्लैश्ड आउट इन डिटेल. ठीक है. एक बार रीड इट.
Sir, can you scroll down, please?
श्योर, आराम से पढ़ो, नो हरी, बट दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट। हाँ,
Sir,
बताइए।
could you explain the second situation? It's still a bit.
डज नॉट पे ऑन टाइम।
Yes, sir. उसका जो मेरे को समझा नहीं थोड़ा.
सी, आपने रेवेन्यू कितने पे रिकॉर्ड किया था इन दिस केस, या इन दिस केस देख लो, आपने रेवेन्यू रिकॉर्ड किया
950.
950। बट 950 कब है रेवेन्यू, और 950 का अमाउंट है व्हेन ही पेज विद इन द टाइम फ्रेम, करेक्ट। अब
Yes, sir.
30 डेज में पे नहीं किया, ही हैज नाउ टेकन मोर देन 30 डेज, तो हाउ मच विल यू रिकवर फ्रॉम हिम?
The full amount, that is 1000.
So bank account will be debited with 1000, customer will be credited with 950. Now that difference amount is your income, right?
Yes, sir.
But it is not other income. It is income from the main business activity, right?
Yes.
Hence, sales or revenue is credited.
Okay.
ठीक है।
Yes, sir.
अब सिचुएशन 2 देख लो। इट्स द सेम थिंग।
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
डन, ओके। अब एक और देखते हैं, इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है। यार पूरा बैच अगर क्लियर हो जाए तो कितना मजा आएगा। एवरीवन क्लियर्स एफआर। आई एम हैप्पी वर्किंग विथ अ स्मॉलर ग्रुप, एज लॉन्ग एज यू गाइज आर प्रॉमिसिंग कि भाई आप अच्छे से पढ़ के एग्जाम देंगे एंड यू विल क्लियर इट दिस टाइम। चलो, इसको देखो। रेप्रो, अ कंपनी विच सेल्स photocopying equipment, has prepared its draft financial statements for the year ended 30th September 2004. It has included the following transactions in revenue at the stated amounts below. Which of these would be included in revenue according to IFRS 15? Repro is a company which sells photocopying equipment, Xerox machine, basically what we Indians call. Agency sale of 2,50,000 on which Repro is entitled to a commission. Sale proceeds of 20,000 for motor vehicles no longer required by Repro. Sale of 1,50,000 on 30th September 2004. The amount invoiced to and received from the customer was 180, which includes 30,000 for ongoing service work to be done by Repro over the next 2 years. And sales of 2 lakh on 1st of October 2003 to a customer who has stated that who has stated they hope to be able to pay in full before the end of 2005। ठीक है। अब ये क्वेश्चन व्हेन यू सी ना, इट सीम्स कि यार ये ऑप्शंस तो कुछ और ही है, क्वेश्चन में तो इतना डिटेल ही नहीं दिया, दैट थॉट कैन कम टू योर माइंड। इट इज अ कंपनी विच सेल्स फोटोकॉपीइंग इक्विपमेंट। ठीक है। इट हैज प्रिपेयर्ड इट्स ड्राफ्ट फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स फॉर ईयर एंडेड 30th September 2004। Which of these would be included in the revenue? Agency sale of 2,50,000, which means you have sold the goods on behalf of someone else worth 2,50,000 on which you are entitled to a commission. ठीक है। बट एजेंसी सेल्स आर नॉट टू बी रिकॉर्डेड एज रेवेन्यू ना। दे आर सेइंग एजेंसी सेल्स शुड बी रिकॉर्डेड एज रेवेन्यू। नो, ओनली कमीशन शुड बी रिकॉर्डेड एज रेवेन्यू। एजेंसी सेल शुड नॉट बी रिकॉर्डेड एज रेवेन्यू, ये नहीं आएगा इसमें। अगर समझो 10% कमीशन है तो ओनली 25,000 विल बी कंसिडर्ड रेवेन्यू, नॉट 2,50,000। स्टेटमेंट ए इज रॉन्ग। Sale proceeds of 20,000 for motor vehicles no longer required by Repro. Repro कंपनी है, कंपनी का बिजनेस है फोटोकॉपी मशीन, मतलब जेरोक्स मशीन बेचना. It has sold old motor vehicles which are no longer required. Old motor vehicles are non-current assets or capital assets. राइट ये नॉन करंट असेट है. अगर ये नॉन करंट असेट है, सेल ऑफ दैट इज नेवर रिकॉर्डेड एज रेवेन्यू. राइट, वो तो उस पे गेन और लॉस ऑन डिस्पोजल होगा, बट दैट इज नॉट रेवेन्यू. सो स्टेटमेंट 2 इज इनकरेक्ट. Then sale of 150 on 30th September. The amount invoiced 30th September 2004 को 150 का सेल हुआ. ठीक है. The amount invoiced to and received from the customer was 180, which includes 30,000 for ongoing servicing work to be done by Repro over next 2 years. Next 30th September 2004 को you made a sale, but 30th September 2004 is the end of the year. राइट. नेक्स्ट ईयर कब से शुरू होगा? 1st of August टू, सॉरी अगस्त नहीं, 1st of October 2004 से न्यू ईयर विल स्टार्ट. तो ये जो 30,000 है ना, बेसिकली इन ऑप्शन सी 30,000 covers the period 1st of October 2004 to 30th September 2006. See, sale was done on 30th September 2004. 30,000 is for servicing work. The obligation to do the servicing starts from which date? Starts from 1st of October 2004, है ना. 30th September को बिल बना दिया, बट सर्विसिंग विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द नेक्स्ट डे. तो करंट ईयर में कुछ भी इंक्लूड नहीं होगा. 1,50,000 सेल कैन बी इंक्लूडेड इन द करंट ईयर. ठीक है. सो दिस इज राइट. Then sale of 2 lakh on 1st of October 2003 to a customer who has stated they hope to be able to pay in full before the end of 2005. ठीक है. Sale of 2 lakh on 1st of October to a customer who has said that they will be able to pay in full before the end of 2005. 1st of October 2003 को आपने सेल कर दिया. कितने का? 2 लाख का. To a customer who has stated that they hope to be able to pay in full before the end of 2005. Does this look like significant financing component to you? Do you remember significant financing component? Step 3, determine the transaction price. Value is 2 lakh. Customer will pay after 2 years. तो present value करना पड़ेगा for revenue.
Yes, sir.
याद आ रहा है?
Financing arrangement.
Correct. Financing arrangement, significant financing component. तो 2 lakh का billing although has happened on 1st of October 2003, customer will pay the amount of 2 lakh on 30th September 2005, है ना, before the end of 2005. So पूरा का पूरा 2 lakh is not revenue ना, उसमें से आपको present value जो आएगा that will be the revenue. So option D. So billing is done on 1st of October 2003 for 2 lakh. ठीक है. Customer has promised to pay full amount by end of 2005. So there is a significant time gap between billing date and collection date. This means there is a significant financing component. ठीक है. And revenue will be present value of 2 lakh discounted at appropriate rate. But 2 lakh will not be included in revenue. Present value of that 2 lakh will be included in revenue. So this is also incorrect. Do you agree? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, chalo. Interesting question. I would say this is a little tricky because when you read the question, बहुत सारे thoughts will come to your mind. ये करूं, वो करूं, क्या करूं. Multiple things have been given here. You have to stay calm and solve. ठीक है, चलो एक और देखते हैं. Theory type question है. In accordance with IFRS 15, revenue from contract with customer, when must the transaction price be adjusted for time value of money? Where a deposit is required 12 months before the goods are delivered, where the entity may ultimately accept an amount lower than that initially promised in the contract, where customers are provided with 15-month credit terms, where the customer has paid for goods and can decide when they are delivered. We just did this, है ना? सेम चीज हमने अभी डिस्कस किया, राइट? See, 50, where customers are provided with 15-month credit term, that means there is a significant time gap between date of billing and date of collection. So in that case, the transaction price will be adjusted for time value of money, what we saw just now. So ये कितना है? Where customers are provided with 15-month credit terms. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
है ना? ये पिछले क्वेश्चन का ही वेरिएंट आप बोल सकते हो. Everyone have a look and tell me if there is something that you don't agree with. Anisha, any doubts?
No, sir.
ये तो इजी वाला. ठीक है, एक और थियोरी टाइप क्वेश्चन देखते हैं अभी. Which of the following is not a step in the 5-step model set out in IFRS 15? Allocation of the transaction price to the separate performance obligation, identification of the performance obligations in the contract, recognition of a contract asset or contract liability in the statement of financial position, determination of transaction price. Very clearly the answer is option C. ऐसा कोई स्टेप हमने नहीं देखा है आज तक, है ना? ये
Yes, sir.
ये तो एकदम ही चाइल्डिश क्वेश्चन था. अगर ऐसा क्वेश्चन आया पेपर में तो यार स्कोर और ऊपर जाना चाहिए. एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इज दे आस्क इजी क्वेश्चंस, बट इंडियंस, अपन इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स को व्हाट डू वी ऑलवेज थिंक कि अरे यार हाउ कैन इट बी सो इजी. इट हैज टू बी डिफिकल्ट. इजी है मतलब हाउ कैन इट बी इजी. तो जो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड मार्क्स होते हैं ना, हम उसमें भी गड़बड़ करना शुरू करते हैं कि अरे नहीं इसमें कॉम्प्लिकेशन ढूंढो. है ही नहीं यार, इजी क्वेश्चन है. तो झट से आंसर लिखो एंड आगे बढ़ो. ओके, नाउ what revenue should Kolda company recognize in the year ended 30th June 2005 in respect of the contract with Edifice Company 7200? चलो क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. In June 2005, Edifice Company bought refrigerated components from Kolda Company for 40,000, offering it a uh, 10% prompt payment discount. Edifice Company does not have sufficient cold storage space to store the components, and so Kolda Company has agreed not to deliver them until required. Kolda Company stores Edifice Company's goods separately in the warehouse, and these are available for immediate delivery to Edifice when requested. By Kolda Company's year end of 30th June, it had delivered 20% of the refrigerated components to Edifice Company. As expected, Kolda Edifice Company paid Kolda Company on 28th of June, taking advantage of the prompt payment discount. What revenue should Kolda Company recognize in the year ended 30th June? ठीक है, it has delivered 20% of the refrigerated components to Edifice Company. Yeah, what does this situation remind you of? ये कोई स्पेशल केस है क्या? Think. Does this look like a bill and hold arrangement to you? बिल एंड होल्ड अरेंजमेंट है ना? याद आ रहा है कुछ कि नहीं? हेमा, महक?
So are somehow not able to recollect.
Facing some internet issues. I'm not able to see the screen also.
Is everyone facing an internet issue?
No, sir.
No, sir.
क्वेश्चन देखो एक बार. Does this remind you of anything? दिस इज अ बिल एंड होल्ड अरेंजमेंट. ठीक है. IFRS 15 में एक स्पेशल केस है विच वी कॉल द बिल एंड होल्ड अरेंजमेंट. सी इफ यू कैन रिकलेक्ट. कुछ याद आ रहा है क्या? देखो,
Yes, sir.
बताइए क्या याद आ रहा है.
इसमें लिखा हुआ है कि कोर्ट को has agreed not to deliver them until required. जब उनको जरूरत रहेगी तभी वो डिलीवरी लेंगे, उससे पहले नहीं लेंगे. तो वो जब तक कि जो वो सप्लायर है वो अपने पास होल्ड करके रखेगा.
Okay. So if it is, see, a bill and hold arrangement is where a supply, so for example, I have sold goods to Faria. Okay, but Faria is not able to take delivery of the goods because she is going out of town. So Faria requests ki Satyamer, these goods are mine. I have, she has identified ki yaar ye 10 unit you have sold me. She has identified the specific units to be sold. She is just requesting ki isko abhi don't send it to my location today. I will take the delivery of these goods later. So Faria will take the delivery of goods later, but she has identified the goods. I have given her the bill. I cannot sell these 10 specific units. I cannot sell it to anyone else. मुझे फारिया के नाम से I have kept them separately. उस पे मैंने स्टिकर लगा दिया, sold to Faria. I can, its physical custody is with me, but the entire goods now belong to Faria. The physical custody is with me till she comes and takes the delivery. फारिया रिक्वेस्टेड कि यार तुम इसको अपने पास रखो. आई डोंट हैव द टाइम राइट नाउ बिकॉज आई एम गोइंग आउट ऑफ टाउन मे बी. तो because of that reason, I can't, I'm not accepting the goods right now. But with she's okay with the fact that the goods remain in my custody. Okay, she's okay with the fact that the goods remain in my custody. All she's saying is कि ये उसी के हैं, किसी और को देना नहीं है. Don't give it to anyone else. उसी के goods है ये. These are goods belonging to Faria. ठीक है. She has requested that the goods remain with me. ठीक है. She has requested that the goods remain with me. Physical custody is with me, but abhi I cannot sell these goods to anyone else. These are specifically identified in my name. ये मेरे नाम से उसने अलग से निकाल के, मतलब in her name. I have kept the goods specifically for her. मैं किसी और को नहीं दे सकता. These are exclusively for her, and whenever she comes, she can ask for it. So in such a case, bill and hold arrangement है ये. ठीक है. 40,000. But the company is offering a 10% prompt payment discount. ठीक है. So prompt payment discount, and ठीक है, prompt payment discount है. And is she expected to take the discount? As expected, Edifice Company paid Kolda Company on 28th of June, taking advantage of the prompt payment discount. So the customer was expected to take the benefit of early payment discount. ठीक है. So revenue to be recognized will be net value. कितना हो जाएगा? 40,000 minus 10% of 40,000, which is 36,000. यहाँ पे there are two concepts which are involved here. This I will call a tough question. एक तो है आपका bill and hold arrangement. वो bill and hold arrangement के वजह से 40,000 is the total billing, but there is a prompt payment discount of 10% and the customer is expected to take that discount. तो जो billing आप करेंगे, that billing will be at net value. ठीक है. C, 36,000. ठीक है. Slightly different. You will have to go through the IFRS 15 का recording. There you will find the discussion on bill and hold arrangement. ठीक है. देख लो. Any questions that you have, please let me know. A bill and hold arrangement is a special type of transaction. ठीक है. If you want, I will give you a small revision of that right now ताकि वो revise हो जाए. Just give me one moment. I'll just copy paste that much here. One moment. A bill and hold arrangement is a contract in which an entity bills a customer for the product, but the entity retains physical possession of the product until it is transferred to the customer at a point of time in the future. Now imagine I'm going to the airport. I have to take a flight to, say, New York. While I was on my way, I saw a nice TV on, and I went into the shop and I said, "मुझे ये TV I want to buy." The shopkeeper said, "Yes, take it home." I said, "I'm giving you the money, but I can't take it home right now because I'm on my way to New York. I'll be back in 6 weeks. At that time, will you deliver the TV to my location?" He says, "Yeah, I'll deliver it to your location then." So I requested the seller to keep the TV with him. The request was made by me. ठीक है. The product must be identified as belonging to the customer. It is a specific TV. कोई भी random TV नहीं है. उसने उस पे स्टिकर लगा दिया कि this TV is sold to सत्यमेव. ठीक है. The product must be ready for physical transfer to the customer. If I want, he can give it to me right now also. ठीक है. But I'm the one who is saying कि अभी मत देना, बाद में देना. ठीक है. The product must be ready for physical transfer and the entity cannot have the ability to use the product or sell it to someone else. The seller, he cannot sell it to anyone else. अभी वो टीवी मेरा है. He has to give it to me and to no one else. That is a bill and hold arrangement. And if that is the case, then full amount should be recognized as revenue. ठीक है. Have a look. देख लो. ठीक है.
Done, sir.
Now, let's do one more. अरे आप मेरे बैच में थे क्या इसके पहले? मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है.
Yes, sir. आपका लास्ट एफआर का बैच जो था उसमें थी मैं.
हाँ, उसमें थे आप. राइट. हाँ, वो लास्ट ईयर लिया था मैंने. करेक्ट. Now, you had another friend also, no?
Yes.
हाँ, करेक्ट. कुछ कुछ याद आ रहा है अभी. On 1st of Jan 2000, sorry, on 1st of Jan, Afador company enters into a contract with Terrier for the sale of mining equipment for 3,50,000. Under the terms of the contract, Afador company has an option to repurchase the equipment for 3,85,000 on or before 31st of December. Terrier company pays Afador company 3,50,000 on 1st of Jan. What is the correct account for the credit entry in respect of the cash receipt on 1st of Jan? Deferred income, financial liability, lease liability, revenue. Again, for this one, एक चार्ट हमने बनाया था, सेल एंड रीपरचेस, ऑप्शंस टू बाय, ऑप्शन टू रीपरचेस, कुछ याद आ रहा है? आई विल शो यू द फ्लो चार्ट, फिर शायद याद आएगा। सेल एंड रीपरचेस, ऑब्लिगेशन टू रीपरचेस, राइट टू रीपरचेस, ऑब्लिगेशन टू रीपरचेस एट बायर्स रिक्वेस्ट। क्या है देखो, एफेडोर एंटर्स इनटू अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विद टेरियर फॉर द सेल ऑफ माइनिंग इक्विपमेंट। ओके, एफेडोर टेरियर, एफेडोर इज द सेलर, he is the buyer. Under the terms of the contract, Affedor has an option to repurchase the equipment for 385. There is option to repurchase. ऑप्शन टू रीपरचेस है, ऑब्लिगेशन टू रीपरचेस नहीं है, राइट मतलब ऑप्शन टू रीपरचेस है। ठीक है, अब एंटिटी सेल्स गुड्स एंड हैज ऑब्लिगेशन टू रीपरचेस या फिर राइट टू रीपरचेस, मतलब ऑप्शन टू रीपरचेस, खरीदना है तो खरीदो वरना डोंट। देन नॉट अकाउंटेड फॉर एज अ सेल, इज रीपरचेस प्राइस ग्रेटर देन ओरिजिनल सेलिंग प्राइस? रीपरचेस प्राइस है 3,85,000, ओरिजिनल सेलिंग प्राइस है 3,50,000। इज रीपरचेस प्राइस ग्रेटर देन ओरिजिनल सेलिंग प्राइस? यस, ट्रीट दिस एज अ फाइनेंसिंग अरेंजमेंट। ठीक है, तो व्हेन यू रिसीव, सो क्या हुआ यहां पे, रीपरचेस प्राइस इज ग्रेटर देन ओरिजिनल सेलिंग प्राइस, सो treat it as a financing arrangement. ठीक है, so when Affador sells the item to Terrier, it will record the entry. क्या एंट्री रिकॉर्ड करेगा? बाय बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट। ठीक है, बट आप सेल्स को क्रेडिट नहीं करेंगे, यू विल क्रेडिट टू लोन फ्रॉम टेरियर अकाउंट, बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू लोन फ्रॉम टेरियर 3,50,000। ठीक है, एंड यहां पे देखो, इट हैज एन ऑप्शन टू रीपरचेज द इक्विपमेंट फॉर 3,85,000। नाउ इफ Affador repurchases the equipment, entry will be by loan from Terrier account debit। कितने का लोन लिया? 350। कितना रीपे किया वो बताओ? रीपे किया आपने 3,85,000। 3,85,000, you now think about it, you purchased goods from someone, sorry, you sold goods to someone for 350, it is as good as take yahan pe, see, you should not record it as a sale and repurchase, it is actually a, this is a sale and this is a loan ka transaction packaged to look like sale and repurchase। मतलब the company wanted to take a loan but उसको maybe there is some restriction on taking a loan, तो what did the company do? The company recorded an entry, book entry banaya where they said, you know what, we are selling goods to Anisha, so when Satyamit sells goods to Anisha, he records an entry, bank account debit to sales। ठीक है, फिर बाद में सत्यमित रीपरचेसेस द गुड्स फ्रॉम अनीशा एट अ स्लाइटली हायर प्राइस, अनीशा को सेल किया 100 में, रीपरचेस किया 110 में। इजंट इट एज गुड एज अनीशा से 100 रुपीज मिला मतलब लोन मिला, 110 रुपीज वापस किया मतलब 100 का लोन प्लस 10 का इंटरेस्ट वापस कर दिया। सो बाय फाइनेंस चार्जेस अकाउंट डेबिट 385 माइनस 350, 35,000। ठीक है, one company sells the equipment to another and then the other company repurchases the equipment from Affador, so Affador repurchases the equipment from the other company। so दिखता है सेल परचेज बट है नहीं, है फाइनेंसिंग अरेंजमेंट. एंड इफ यू हैव पेड अटेंशन, ये पूरा हमने एक एग्जाम्पल इन डेप्थ डिस्कस किया था फॉर अ गुड 1 hour that day when this particular recording was done. So this sale and repurchase is a frequently tested concept, be it in FR, be it in SBR. So just make sure that you have gone through it carefully. ठीक है, वो फ्लो चार्ट याद कर लेना, दैट इज अ वेरी हेल्पफुल फ्लो चार्ट. आई हैव एडेड द फ्लो चार्ट टू टुडे शीट ऑल्सो. ठीक है,
Yes, sir.
perfect. So these were our 10 questions, 10 multiple choice questions from अपना IFRS 15. Okay, now just a moment.